Please work. Please work. All right. Hello, peoples. What's up, guys? Campfires and Catholes. Back with you again. I am Campfires, and Carlson is Catholes.
Am I Catholes? Does that make me Catholes, man? I mean,
It does.
wow.
Welcome, everybody. We are happy to have all these people in the chat. We are happy to be back with you all, and we have a special guest tonight. Someone who is dear, a couple who are near and dear to our hearts. And Brian, I'll let you tell them who it is.
Tonight we have Hooks and Hammocks. So Chris and Tellie Lee from the Hooks and Hammocks channel. Some of you guys have probably seen them before, or seen them hanging out, or us talking about them. Talking about them. I was laughing, Ross. Sorry, throwing stuff up. But if you guys haven't, hopefully you guys have a better understanding of who they are, and we'll go check out their channel tonight. They are mainly fishing. That's their channel's main subject, but they do enjoy the outdoors, enjoy camping as well, and a little bit of backpacking. So without further ado, Chris, if you'd like to bring Chris and Tellie in.
And bam.
Hey. There they are.
Hi.
How we doing tonight?
What's up, guys?
Good.
Oh, we're good. Just got home from work, had some dinner, and now here we are.
It's not like we haven't been talking to you for the last half hour anyway, but hi.
It's like magic.
The magic.
So I guess we'll get started. I've got some well, I won't say that word. Well, we've got some questions and just some topics. If you guys want to go ahead first and just kind of tell us, and those who don't know anything about your channel, a little bit about your channel and what you guys do on your channel.
Well, I'm Chris. This is my beautiful wife, Tellie. Channel name is Hooks and Hammocks. Started out on the camping side of stuff, and then of course we've always liked to fish, and started stumbling across more fishing channels and stuff on YouTube, and luckily fell into this catfishing community that's on YouTube. And I mean, it's just like, it really is like a extended part of your family. You know, they welcomed us with open arms and did everything they could to help us. And if it hadn't been for that part of YouTube, we wouldn't be at 1,000 subscribers right now. So we owe those people that support us there. We owe them everything that, we've got from our channel so far. But we do enjoy the camping and the hiking. We just haven't been able to do it as much. I've got a bad leg, and that's really the only reason.
Work, and that you just like to fish.
Well,
too.
Work's always in the way of everything.
Right.
Yeah. We've got big plans coming. A lot more camping and hiking part of the channel coming up this year.
Yay! That makes me happy.
The hiking part.
Just being outdoors.
Right. So let's get into just some plans for 2022. Do you guys have trips planned? I mean, I know of one that you definitely have planned, but besides that one, and we can get into that, do you guys have any other bigger plans? I know you guys do a lot of trips, fishing trips and stuff like that. And also I want to get into later the Catfish Conference, if you guys could talk about that. But what kind of plans do you guys have just coming up for 2022?
Well, I would say the first thing that's going to happen is the Catfish Conference. It's in February.
Yep. It's next month.
It's, in Louisville, Kentucky. Steve Douglas, the catfish dude, he was like the OG of catfishing on YouTube, and he owns Monster Rod Holders. He's the one that put the Catfish Conference together. I think it's 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Started out in a garage, basically. And now they have it at the convention center in Louisville, and they just had one in Kansas City that we went to. But that's the first things coming up is that. Then we've got a tournament in
April,
North Carolina, that we're going to go to. It's Patriot James Catfishers of America puts it on. It's all about veterans.
Awesome.
What part of North Carolina?
Well, it's actually North and South Carolina. It's right on the border. The lake is Lake Wiley.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then we have, what was that? There was another one.
the meet and greet in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tennessee meet and greet on the catfishing side, Tennessee River
Yep. In May.
in May. And then June is our
My
trip
favorite.
with Carlson Adventures to Pictured Rocks up in Michigan. We're gonna
7 miles a day on a bum leg.
yeah.
We'll
We'll be
drag
all
him
right.
if we have
We'll
to.
be fine.
Yeah.
We will be fine.
Rub some dirt
Looking
on it.
forward to all of them.
Hey, Mike Greenwell.
Yeah,
So-
lots of people coming in tonight.
So one thing I've learned through just knowing Chris and Telly personally and just watching their channel, that is I'm really amazed at like the fishing community on YouTube, how big it is and how close it is. You guys, I mean, it seems like all of you guys that have the channels are just, I mean, I thought the backpacking community was tight. Like you guys are tight, like that catfish conference. That really surprised me, like how big it was when you guys were talking about it last year, going to Kansas City, and then just seeing some videos from the other channels. And unlike Chris, I do enjoy Chris Colbert. That is, I do enjoy fishing, so I will watch some of that where Chris is just like, no, not gonna happen. But I do enjoy fishing. I've grown up fishing and enjoy just watching you guys fish sometimes on YouTube when I can't get out. But it's really cool how this YouTube thing brings everybody with like interests together. And I was just really blown away with all the fishing community. It's like you wouldn't really think about like, wow, you know, how big it really is. It's you would think that's just fishing, but
really,
it's like,
really big.
yeah,
I mean,
it's huge. So
there is almost always, anytime, day or night, there's almost always somebody from the catfish community doing a live stream.
yeah.
I mean, I can get on there almost any time of day and find a live stream to watch. Whether they're
I
Go
have a
ahead.
question. How many super chats have you received versus sent on those live streams?
oh, I've sent more.
Have you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to make you out to be cheap or anything. I'm just,
No,
I've seen them. I've been on them before, and I've seen them flood in. And sometimes it's hundreds of dollars, and it ends up being
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars.
especially some of the bigger channels, they'll pull in a lot of money. I've been in Kayak Catfish's live stream. He's full-time YouTuber now.
I know him. He hangs out with
Now
Steve.
his name's
Yep,
Justin, right?
Justin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I have watched him get over $600 in 30 minutes in super chats.
Wow.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I get 99 cents from Michael Peters.
Right.
Come on.
Well,
that
consider the
tell me?
source. But no, it really blows me away. And there's a lot of great guys who put out a lot of great content. So, I mean, if you're into fishing, start just that kayak or catfish kayak. That's Justin's name, right? I'm going to butcher all of these. I'm horrible with names, but I've watched his a lot, and it's really impressive. Like that guy can fish, man. And he must have some really good holes marked on that river.
Well, he's on the Tennessee River. It's
Right.
one of the best fisheries in the United States. I mean, for blue cats, that's what he fishes for.
Yep.
And I mean, it's hard to go wrong fishing there, you know.
Yeah. Now, okay, so Ross Sharp has a question. He says,
let me show it.
have you ever cured chicken liver for bait? I want to fish in the backcountry, but liver isn't exactly packable. I don't know.
So the answer to that question is yes, kind of. I have salt cured it somewhat, you know, just to toughen it up so it'll stay on the hook better, not to pack it out somewhere. But my suggestion for that would be just when you get where you're going, catch some bluegill and use those.
Mhm.
You know, catch the bluegill, cut them up, and use them for catfish bait. That's
What
a
about
better.
that Asian carp that we got.
Actually, that's a good point too. There's a company out there that we discovered that
At the catfish
it's
conference.
called Dark Water Premium Baits. And what they're doing is they're taking these invasive Asian carp that almost every state has a law that says if you catch one of those, you must kill it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking these invasive Asian carp and they're salt curing them and selling them as bait. And we bought some of that at the conference, and we've already used it down on the Ohio River, even in the winter in cold water, and it catches fish.
I've seen, I watch.
Refrigerated either.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah,
that makes
it's-
it there.
it's
You go. I mean, you
shelf-stable.
can pack that. I've seen 618 Fishing. I watch his channel quite a bit, and he catches a lot of the big head carp and the Asian carp and that. And same thing. He said, I think he's in Illinois, and he said it's illegal to release them if you catch them. He said, so, I mean, you catch a 20-pounder, there's some bait, for quite a while.
Carp are great catfish
Yeah.
bait.
Is
The
this
bluegill too.
Is this
Howdy who?
is this what you're talking about right here?
Dark water premium baits. I don't know what that Bluff City Outdoors is, but yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh. All right. Sorry. Let me.
No. What are you doing, Chris?
I think it's like $8 or $9 for a package of it, but especially if you're going for channel cats, you're only going to be using little 1-inch by 1-inch pieces anyway. That's a lot of bait in one of those packages.
So Trail Medic is asking, where do you guys fish on the Ohio?
So when we go to the Ohio, there's 3 or 4 or 5 different boat ramps that we've been to now. Most of those areas, it's I don't know anything about the Ohio River. I've never fished it. So friends that we've met through the catfish community, like Mike Greenwell, he's in Evansville. So we've been down there and fished with him. Matter of fact, I'm going down there fishing with him Saturday. Chad from Fields to Water, which used to be Fishing with the Chad. We've been fishing with him and his wife numerous times down in Ohio. J-Dog's gone fishing. He lives up in the Cincinnati area he's in Kentucky on the Kentucky side, but he fishes that Cincinnati area, which is the Licking River area. So there's 4 or 5 different boat ramps right there. Most of them being over in the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana area.
Who was that you're fishing? You guys went fishing a couple of times up here around Cincinnati. Who were you fishing with then? Was it Chad?
It was either Chad or J-Dog.
Okay.
Mike's down in Evansville. So
okay.
We've only been down there. Well, Tellie and I have been down there once, and then I went down there once by myself and fished with Mike.
So I'm still waiting this spring. Have you guys take me out on Monroe and show me some good holes? Now I've got a decent fishing kayak this year. So definitely looking forward to, we're going to have to make that one of our trips this year.
Yeah, we'll turn that into a kayak camp.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I'll meet you on the shore.
Paige and I both, we got new kayaks right at the end of the fall last year, caught them on sale. So
nice.
We're looking forward to getting those out. I've had mine out one time on a local reservoir over here, and I kind of did what you're talking about. Went right out, caught a couple bluegill, and I know the lake pretty well. I fished it quite a bunch, and that's what I was catching my catfish on. It's a blast. So if, I mean, that's a pretty inexpensive way. Well, you could start out inexpensively. Kayaks get as expensive as some bass boats, it seems like. But speaking of boats,
fishing gear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fishing gear is like backpacking gear. It's like how much money do you have? That's how much you can spend on it. But speaking of boats too, you guys just got a new boat last year.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so, we bought a Ranger Deep V.
And I will say that boat is.
But you won't allow skiing behind it. So
no.
He said
no skiing, no tubing.
I have been on that boat, and that boat is, you guys do have the sweet setup. I'm definitely jealous of that. Growing up, had boats and have boats of my own, and my parents had boats and fishing boats. But I mean, the setup you have to be able to troll and slow troll for the cats on the bottom. I mean, that's just, it was a little cold.
That's probably my favorite way to fish is dragging baits.
Yeah.
I really like suspending baits a lot too, but to me, it's fun to do it on the boat, but when you're doing it in a kayak, you've got that bait straight down under your kayak, and that catfish hits that. It'll pull that pole down, the tip of that pole down into the water, and you're going to go for a ride.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had an anchor out on the one time I had mine out catfishing, and I caught one. It wasn't huge; it was probably 6 or 7 pounds, and even with my anchor out, he was literally pulling me in the anchor around. I thought, man, if you caught a 20, 30 pounder out of a kayak, I can't imagine the fight. That would be fun.
Yeah, Mike Greenwell says that's my favorite way to fish because I haven't been bumping yet. And he's probably right. We call him Bumping Mike Greenwell. He likes to bump for catfish, which bumping is, say your current's going at 2 miles an hour. You use your trolling motor to slow the boat down to 1 mile an hour, and then you're letting your bait out the back of the boat going with the current, and you're lifting it off the bottom just enough that the current can take it a little further. And you're bumping it off the bottom, letting it go downstream. And then when the catfish hit it, it likes to jerk the pole right out of your hand. It's a very exciting way to catch catfish.
I'm gonna have to hook up with Mike.
Especially
and go
those
fishing.
big 20 and 30 pounders.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So let's talk about some other gear. And this is just something that we've been recently talking about.
Oh,
So
thank you.
So
kidding. I'm
tell me
just
about
messing with you.
every rod and reel you own.
No.
Wow.
So we both have rooftop tents on our trucks, and we were just
Yep.
recently talking about this. And so you guys are tossing around the idea of maybe ditching the rooftop tent and getting a Gazelle, huh?
Well, actually, we've already bought the Gazelle.
Ah, okay.
I just told her on the way home that as soon as I get some weather above 30, I'm taking the rooftop tent off the truck because the truck
Yeah.
hasn't been washed since I put the rooftop tent on it, and it needs bath.
You want to wash my car?
So I'm going to take it off. I don't think we're going to be in any rush to get rid of that rooftop tent. We have to figure some stuff out, but
Yeah.
the rooftop tent's fun. It's a blast. We love it. But, it's like we were talking earlier. Once you get to camp and you set up, you're there,
Mm-hmm.
unless you want to tear camp down.
Every time you launch the
And
boat.
when we're going camping and we're going camping places where we take the boat, it's a big pain.
Well,
So
that's how it was when we fished or camped at Monroe. You brought your boat, but you had
Yeah.
your rooftop tent set up, and we had to use my truck because I was unhooked from my camper to put your boat in. And then
Yep.
same thing, Paige and I, I just found out that you guys were talking about that last night, and Paige and I were talking about it. I thought, it's like that rooftop tent is really cool.
It
but
is.
how much do you use it?
There's a big cool factor with that rooftop tent.
I keep mine off of my truck a lot just because, if I go out to the Deem or I go out anywhere really, and I'm going to be parking overnight or a couple nights, then I'm worried about it. Is somebody messing with it? Because they're so easy. I mean, somebody could vandalize it. It's just, and they're
Right.
expensive. So it's an
yeah.
expensive piece of gear to leave out in the woods. People steal them. I mean,
Yep.
Paige was just reading articles, I don't know, maybe a month ago, where people's been stealing the catalytic converters out of cars at the Deem. And it's like,
They can also steal your Gazelle tent. We should clarify that.
right. But you know what? Steal my
And
$400
do it quickly,
tent.
by the way.
Don't steal my rooftop tent, or somebody can walk through with a razor blade and just be a jerk and vandalize it. So I worry about that.
Anything. I mean, people have had their windows broken and all kinds of.
Oh yeah. So with me, I take mine off and on, and then I've got it laying in the garage. It's something else, and so I don't know. I mean, may keep it. I may go that route with you guys. It's like when we went.
That's going to be awesome if you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we all, you got Tony, you got DMS,
It's gonna be
me, you guys.
It's going to be a herd of Gazelle tents. I mean,
It'd be
they are
awesome.
really slick, but
It'll be a city.
We will definitely
Yeah.
put a video together and send it to Gazelle.
right. We need a Gazelle sponsorship, please.
Just think about it. We could put
Yeah.
them close together and put a tarp over them all and make like hallways.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know,
We'll see when
Meet in the middle
Paige
for
and I-
dinner.
right,
right.
all the way around, circle the wagons. Well, when we
Because
went
it's going to rain.
yeah. Well, if you're there,
Yeah.
if you, yeah.
No,
When
It's
we went
going
to
to
Michigan
rain.
last year, it was just, it wasn't too bad, but it's like we drove all day long, and then we got to camp and we'd set up, and then it's like you better have everything you want and need, because you're not going anywhere else unless you want to put that tent all the way back up, and then
Oh yeah.
so there's pros and cons to them. I mean, they are pretty dang sweet, but
They are.
I don't know.
well, and the other part of it too is, keeping it family friendly. Everybody does need to go to the restroom, and a lot of times it happens in the middle of the night. And
Mm-hmm.
you got to come
Or-
down out of that rooftop tent at night, and
Yeah, not fall down the ladder or
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
The
you got to
things
put your
too is-
shoes on because those,
Yeah.
those ladders tear your feet up.
Yeah, they do.
yeah, and then it's just even getting dressed if you're just putting on your sleeping clothes or putting on your clothes after in the morning and trying to get dressed and there's I don't know if we're gonna go that way or not, but we definitely were kicking it around last night because it's like, well,
he's
we
going
really
to.
like our who
getting
knows.
one.
Mhm.
Okay, so hit me up at bcarlson898@gmail if you're interested in a Smittyville tent
Right. Yeah,
and
he's going
a hook off-road rack for a 2019 Toyota Tacoma. So got the tent. You guys got any new gear, other gear coming this year? Have you gotten any new gear that you haven't tried to get out and use yet?
Yeah,
Our backpacks
we've
that
got
we
new
bought last year.
backpacks, new quilts,
Yep.
new
So what we get?
stoves.
I'm a gear junkie. So what kind of backpacks we got?
Well, I got the Z packs. What was it? The Arc. What
Arc
was it
Blast.
called? Arc Blast.
Yep.
hmm
And what'd you
Nice.
I got the ULA. I get Circuit.
The
And
circuit.
purple,
Okay.
of course,
Why did you
Another
get
great
different
pack.
brands?
get? That's what she wanted.
because
purple.
the other ones. I
You
love
can't
the
get a
color
purple
purple.
Z-Packs.
No, you can't. I looked.
Yep.
So
I like
is
the
yours
color
is yours a
pink.
little heavier than his?
Not by much.
Not by it is heavier, but it's not much heavier.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
the
just wanted to
ULAs are pretty-
accessorize.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's a lot lighter than my.
Oh
than
yeah, it's definitely
my-
lighter than what she had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing she hasn't seen the Light AF packs, because talk about customizing the colors on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the ULA, they make a really great pack. And the Z packs
No,
Arc
I went
Blast.
to order my fanny pack from there, and they were out of the purple one. Didn't know when they were going to get it back in to match my pack, so I just got a black one. That's okay.
Yep.
Oh, we got
Uh-oh. He's getting up for this one.
Oh yeah, our Dyneema
Oh.
tarps
Nice.
right.
So
that you can see through.
yeah, you can see through them.
if anybody's tried to look at Hammock Gear's Dyneema tarps, I remember when Chris and Tellie were talking to me about mine and how I liked mine. They were looking at an order of theirs, and you cannot get the camo in Dyneema right now. I know Z packs, you can't get the duplex and camo. Last I looked, and the Dyneema tarps, you just cannot get the camo for whatever reason right now. So you guys end up getting like in it like a off-white kind of color, or like a
Got the green.
It's they
lighter
call
green.
it green, I think, but
yeah.
I mean it does have a green tint to it.
It's like
I
a
guess,
sage color.
Yeah.
But very
Okay.
light. Mhm.
but you can see through it.
Yeah, that is one thing about the camo. You can't see through it as well. I mean, I think you could still silhouette if the light's coming through just right, but not near like you can those. So when we go to Pictured Rocks, I will be renting out my tarp if you guys need to change in private.
Okay. I'll remember that.
So new packs, new tarps, new quilts, did you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we both ended up
That's what all
getting
out.
10-degree quilts.
Mhm.
I think those are all hammock gear too, aren't they?
Hammock gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I love my hammock gear stuff, man. So you guys
So
will be
let's-
set.
Mhm.
Well, let's say 19 Stony 64. You came to the wrong place to learn.
I would like to think we are all established outdoor
I was
people.
just playing.
Hey, I have something to. I want to show a bait to see if you guys can guess
Non-fishing
that
on
bait.
this bait.
Guess
Mhm.
that bait.
Yeah. So let me pull this up real quick, and it's going to go quick. So I need you to
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm watching.
so pick any of these baits and tell me if tell me what kind of bait it is. Any of these.
Oh my goodness.
Clickbait.
There you go. That's what it is. It is clickbait. Okay, good. All right.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
grief.
Had to throw Becker some love.
Hey, Dan.
Okay.
All right. Well, so you guys are obviously love the outdoors. I mean, has this been a thing that you both kind of grew up doing, outdoors with parents or family or anything like that? Or is it just something that you've kind of grown into as you've grown up?
Well, I mean, I fished with my dad, fished and hunted with my dad all my life.
Yeah.
We did very little camping. My camping started with some friends and deer hunting. We would go to deer camp
Mhm.
every year. I don't know. Did you ever do much camping before we got together?
Nope.
Yeah.
My parents are not outdoor people.
But you did
Other
fish,
than
though.
fishing.
She
I mean, we
fished.
did
Her dad
fishing.
likes to go
Yeah.
out and catfish, but
My
so-
dad and my grandma and my aunt.
then when we got together and we started camping, of course, we started out in a tent, but that didn't last long, and especially with the kids and everything. We ended up buying a camper, and we had a camper for a while, and then I watched some YouTube videos
And saw
found
this,
some channel
this
like
guy.
that hiking
YouTube's
guy or
become very
something,
expensive.
and decided let's sell the camper and start going out and see if we can't bump into that hiking guy somewhere.
Let's find him where he is and let's
Right. I guess we
pretty
can
good
tell
at
that story on here.
Yeah, let's tell that.
Yeah, some people know it. So, so I met that hiking guy, Chris. I met him through the Outdoor Venture Life. Just he threw a thing together years ago out at the Deem. Met him, started hiking together, and one day, him and myself and our buddy John, we were out at a lake, little pond out in the middle of the Hoosier National, and we see this guy and a younger girl come walking up through the woods by the pond. We're like, oh, who's this? They must be day hiking or just hiking around or something. And
Creepy,
no, lo
surly
and
guy
behold,
with shifty eyes.
lo and behold, here comes Chris Lee at the time, before Hooks and Hammocks even existed. I don't think you even
Yeah,
had
it
your
was.
channel back then, did you?
Nope.
See, I think because you had another channel before that, but it was not Hooks and Hammocks. So that's
Yeah,
kind
what
of how
was
we
the name
met.
of that? I forgot that. What was that?
It was
I know
a
what it was.
slot machine gambling channel. It's called 20 into 30 slots.
20 into
Yep.
30. That's right. Yeah.
I
Is
looked
that
at that channel the other day. I haven't done anything with that channel since COVID started, because when COVID started, they shut the casino down.
right?
Yeah.
So I just quit doing it. And I went down there the other day, and I think I was close to 100 subs. And I think when I quit doing it, I was at like 40 or 50.
Are you gonna go back into it?
I don't think so. No.
Because I'd really like to see you at a slot machine.
Oh well, I mean their channel. There's videos on that channel still. I mean,
Yeah. That's awesome.
But no, it was funny. We had planned that trip, and Chris had talked about it. I can't remember if in a previous YouTube video he put out before we went hiking there.
well, that's
or
how I
camping
knew
there.
where he was going to be.
Right.
because,
He
you
mentioned
know,
that pond, and he didn't mention the name, but Chris knew exactly where it was at. And he just showed up and said, "Hey, let's come out and say hi." And
Yeah, it wasn't quite
Talk.
like that. I mean, I did comment on the video first, and I said, "Hey, I know some other spots if you're interested." He said, "Oh, I'm interested," but I
yep,
didn't tell him I was going to come down there.
Yeah,
brought
see,
maps and everything.
that's the part you left out. That's the part where you're like, hey, that hiking guy, what's going on, man?
I brought my daughter with me, so it didn't look so creepy.
right?
Yeah. I didn't know who you were, though, so it looked like you kidnapped a girl and brought her into the woods.
Who's this guy?
At least I had maps with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
true.
Shared maps. We talked about the area. It was pretty cool. And look at us now, a couple years later, all buddies hanging out, camping, fishing
Gotta
together,
come,
everything
gotta
else.
come
And
and rescue you guys from tornadoes.
Right. you did save us.
That I will always be grateful for that, because I was in a bad way mentally. when
I
I
just
couldn't
rem-
believe you guys went.
I just remember that next morning when we were hiking out, and I said, Chris and I figured out how we could get out to a road. And I said, he's like, I'm going to have to call Hooks. He's like, I'm never going to live this down. I won't be able to rip on him and make fun of him anymore. He's like, he's going to save us. I was like,
and I
That
did for
calling.
3 weeks.
That didn't last long.
I said, call him, get us out of here. Because that was just,
We were thinking
was
about
crazy.
you. I mean, we prayed for you guys, and we were worried. I mean,
I tell you, I've been in storms and I've been in all kinds of situations over the years being outdoors, but I've never been shooken like that. That was pretty bad when you're laying in your hammock and it is just blowing around you,
Mhm.
and your phone's going off saying take shelter immediately. There's tornadoes
Yep.
in your area. You're like, this is it, buddy. Good trip, you know.
High five, cross the
Yeah.
hammocks.
Literally, there was a couple times we're trying to figure stuff out, and I'd run from my hammock underneath the Chris's, and we talk about like, okay, here's the plan. If like something does come through, here's what we're gonna do, and we're halfway over a ridge, and we're gonna like run down to the bottom of this ridge and try to take shelter even better. It was not
There
a
was
fun
nowhere
experience.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in weather like that. It was just the perfect storm, I guess, and the flooding the next day after was just proof that we took a beating that night. That's for sure. There was much sleep going
your
on.
pride too, because we were dead set on getting that trail done, because I know you hadn't done the whole thing, and we were dead set on getting it done. And it's really just it's a kick to your pride. So,
Yeah.
but thank you for saving us.
Yeah.
I was wanted to ask Tellie about cooking with Tellie, because I'm currently in the process of trying to lose weight, and if I keep watching your videos, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I guess I need to start out. These are not weight loss friendly.
Right.
Comfort foods.
Yes.
But I mean, just the stuff that you make, you can tell why he's got a smile on his face most of the time and stuff in his teeth, because I mean, the stuff you make. Do you have anything coming up that you're going to make? You want to give us a hint about?
I mean, there's a few things that, I mean, this being soup season, definitely. I need to do a cheeseburger soup one and my homemade chicken and noodles.
That's
hey,
it right
okay.
there.
So
just remember, I don't live very far.
Right. Neither do
Very
I.
You have my number.
There's always plenty.
Do you have a recipe for tomato bisque? Because I was going to try to make tomato bisque from scratch.
I have honestly never made that.
Oh, because you get that, you know, how like when it's cold out and you get the hot tomato soup and you get the grilled cheese sandwiches and you do the dippings and the eatings and the,
And the dripping.
and the drippings.
And the eatings.
There's an amazing bread that I've learned how to make recently that makes amazing grilled cheese sandwiches. It's English muffin bread.
Homemade.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
So will you be cooking every night on the Picture Rocks trip? 'Cause, I mean, this sounds great.
If you
I don't want to carry your pack.
Oh yeah, Trail Medic says they're jalapeno jelly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a video of that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember you brought that to Steven's house that time we kind of all camped over there at his farm. That was the first time I had that. It was pretty good.
It's good stuff.
It kind of makes me want to like. Recently, I made a potato leek soup from scratch, and it took me a long time because the recipe was hard to follow. But it's gotten me back into wanting to make comfort food, but like I want to do it from scratch, and I want to, you know. But so that's why I enjoy watching what you do, because A, it's not fishing, but B, I love the stuff that you make, and if I wasn't trying to lose weight, I would eat it all.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So no more like Mississippi mud stuff, Chris. You're not going to be making.
No, I can't have that right now. That sucks.
No butter pecan cheesecake.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I did a pineapple upside down cake yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
I'm staying away from all that right now. Just trying to
And cheeseburger soup.
And cheeseburger soup.
So you guys work at Lilly, so you get free insulin, right?
No.
Not anymore.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they just have great health insurance.
Yeah.
Hi, Jody.
Hello, Jody.
Yeah. What? I don't know, Brian. You're running this. Do you want to do some question and answer for them from the chat, or do you have more to ask yourself?
No, let's start getting it. Go ahead, guys. If anybody's got questions for Chris and Tellie about their channel or about their deep personal life, and like if you need their social security number, anything like that, just go ahead and ask. They'll be glad to answer any questions. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, while everybody's trying to put questions in, we could talk. So we've kind of mentioned the Picture Rocks trip a couple times. So it was this summer in June. Paige, myself, and Chris and Tellie, we're going to head up to Munising. I think you and Paige got hotel rooms for that night. And then, so we're going to meet up there on Monday. You guys are driving straight up, right?
Yep.
I was looking, I think from the city you guys live in here in Indiana up there, it looked like it's about 9.5 hours if you do the speed limit. So you guys will be nice and tired when you get there. Yeah. But we're going to hike. We're going to drop one car off at the Miners Castle, and we're going to go to Grand Marais Visitor Center, and we're going to hike back to Miners Castle. And that's going to be like 35 miles, and we're going to do it over 5 days. It's just going to be 5 days, 4 nights. It's
easy peasy.
gonna be gorgeous.
Fingers crossed, because when Paige and I did the full trail a couple years ago, we had rain like for a day and a half, and then we got to the middle where like all the great stuff is, all the great views. It was just fogged in. So I don't know, maybe I carried that hiking guy karma with me or something and brought the rain. But no, it should be nice. It's Paige and I did like I think our shortest day was 10 something miles, and our biggest day was 12 because we did it in 4 days, 3 nights. But this will be an extra day, and that's why we talked about it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's going to be 35 miles versus the full 42 because after Miners Castle, it's a pretty trail, but it's a lot of woods walking. I mean, there's the big views are already gone, so definitely looking forward to that trip with you guys this year. So
I've watched 6 different YouTube videos on it.
there's a ton. And that car, that old rusted out car that everybody shows,
that is cool.
you will get to see that.
Awesome.
I promise that.
What about the shipwreck?
Yes, you'll get to see that.
Awesome.
That is before you get to 12 Mile Beach Campground. And
Okay.
that section is like a 1.5 mile gravel road walk from All Sable Lighthouse up to that campground. So it's
Can't wait to see that either.
yeah. Yeah, the lighthouse it's awesome. That trail is really pretty, and it's no wonder that it's becoming so popular because it's an easy trail to hike. It's pretty. It's just all around a great trail. When I went to make the reservations, it was crazy. I got the campsites for all 4 nights for Paige and I. Paid, went back around and was trying to get the campsites so you guys were right next to us, and I did 3 out of the 4 nights. One night you guys are like, there's one campsite in between us. But I mean, they were flying off the shelf that quick.
Wow.
And that was,
I had a hard time looking for hotels for our first night in.
yeah. Well, I mean, Munising isn't a really big town. And then Grand Marais on the other side, that's a small town too. There's really not much there in between there. It's so,
I know there's no cell phone service up there.
yeah. Sounds like you ladies got us somewhere to stay though. So
Tellie, what is your and I'm actually curious about this with anybody that I talk to who likes the outdoors. What is your favorite part about like backpacking, hiking, anything except fishing? What is your favorite part about all of that or camping, anything?
Just being outside with nature.
And me.
Do you have any fears about it anymore, or do you think you're pretty calmed about that?
The whole height thing? No. No, I still have a height issue, but
what about like are you worried about wildlife or creatures, or have to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, or any of that? Does any of that affect you? Because some people, especially some females, when they first get started, it does. They're concerned. Well, where am I going to go to the bathroom, or where am I going to, logistics of it.
Going to the bathroom really wasn't. I wasn't really worried about it, but I will say the first time that we went to sleep in a hammock out in the woods, I was like, great, there's going to be an animal that comes up behind me in my hammock and starts sniffing my hammock, and I'm going to freak out. And of course, the next morning I look out and there's a squirrel sitting there looking at me. So
nice. What about you, Chris?
Short jokes.
Better than that, no. I mean, bears kind of make me a bit nervous. I don't know how I feel about being in bear country and camping yet, but.
Well, I'll tell you, up there in the Picture Rocks, I mean, you are in bear country. It's just like going to Red River Gorge, somewhere like that.
Right.
But all the designated camping areas, they all have the bear boxes that are metal, and you have to keep them in, when Paige and I went, we did not see a bear, but we heard one walking through our camp that early one morning.
Out there. I mean, I always check the area out anyway and that's generally my first search. What wildlife is there where we're going to be at?
Right.
That way I'm aware ahead of time.
My encounters with black bears, it seems like they're like big raccoons, basically. You know what I mean? They're just there for the food, and if you don't have any food, then you could be food, I guess, but I don't know.
So the answer to that question is yes. It was too small the day after we bought it.
Brian West. Yeah. Push in there. But we did see a deer. Seen a deer, and we had a bear in there. That's about it. Lots of squirrels up there.
We're starting to get questions.
The last item of gear that we bought, I ordered a new tent yesterday, Jody.
Mhm.
It's a Gazelle T4 4-person hub tent.
Overlanding tent.
Yeah, I mean, well, they actually make an overlanding version of that now, and the only
Mhm.
Yeah.
difference is it comes with a footprint and different stakes,
Yep.
Which and like
which we've already
A
got
little bit
everything
more.
anyway.
Sounds like he's done his research.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about I will say about your channel is that you have essentially done everything yourself, and you've not asked for any help from us.
I was going to ask
Um,
you, Chris, if I seen the animals mention there. The
Yeah, my
logo.
daughter's grabbing it right now.
That is really sharp.
That was
Yeah. That was
we're
awesome.
still blown away by this thing. It was
Yeah.
amazing what he did.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
the thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's also really dusty.
So-
Yeah, it really is.
The animals
Yeah, be careful with that.
Adventures
Never
turned
mind
our
the dust.
logo into a piece of art, really. I mean, this is all steel.
And a death weapon.
Yeah. And
For
it's-
sure.
They're sharp.
You could catch a fish on these hooks, I'm telling you. It's sharp. It's beautiful.
Yep. That's awesome. You guys, your logo is just, it's, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, you can make stuff like that out of it. Like
Paperclip.
mine, you're not going to make something like that out of it, but that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Little
I mean,
banana
you
hammock.
can put candy in that thing too, like for company.
Actually, I put bananas in it.
It's a banana hammock.
See?
Yep.
Matt from Want to Be Outdoors, a hub tent. Yeah, it's a pop-up tent, kind of, sort of. If you know the hunting blinds, the hub hunting blinds, it's the same thing. Every side of it has a hub. You pull the hub out and it pops the tent up. Now look, I just answered his question. And he's
I
already
knew
come
exactly
out.
what Telly was laughing at.
Yep.
What this?
No.
No.
He said
Oh, 'cause I
that
Want to be
sculpture was a chair for me.
He did say sorry.
Oh,
They all like to everybody knows I'm 6'2", but they act
I
like
know.
I'm only like 5'4" or something.
dude, you're gonna love that tent. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That tent is really tall.
Oh man,
Oh,
awesome. Anybody else got any other questions before we move on to the game show section of
Is
the
there a test?
I don't have anything else. So before the spring meetup, because you guys are going to be at the spring meetup, because I'm going to try to make it on a date that you can come this time. Are there any? I guess would you want to do a camping trip or two before the spring meetup?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
oh, we have to get out. We have to get that new gear out and test it out.
Yeah,
before
Yeah,
go
we
to
got,
Michigan.
we got hammocks. Well, we have used our hammocks, but
Like twice.
these with the new underquilt and everything that we've got with the new hammock and the new packs, and we need to get those things out there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Knobstone it is then. All right, great.
Knobstone. What? Not yet. Next year.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Chris keeps saying he's gonna hike the Knobstone with me next year. Next year.
Yeah.
Well,
next
I'm
year.
holding you to it.
All right. I'm training.
Keep training.
I'm doing a 14er in August. So,
So you want banana pudding, you said?
Yeah, I do.
I like banana pudding.
Grateful Trekker, we have 4 kayaks. And
4.
Brian has a kayak.
Yeah. We've got 2. We just gave our other 2 away.
And Matt, I do believe that is considered. Chris, is that a 4-season tent? It's considered 4-season, isn't it? The T4?
Nah, I don't think. I guess it could be, but not really. I think it's 3. But you poke a hole in one of the screens, you could put a stovepipe through it. I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
On the
Like-
Gazelle?
Yeah, I've seen them make it into
really?
an ice fishing tent.
Sorry about my coughing, guys. I'm still trying to get over this cold here.
No ice fishing here.
Too cold.
You'll do that on your own.
Here, Tony's plugging his channel here. He's plugging his
There you
channel.
go.
Nice.
Tony's got a channel? Huh. Sorry, Tony.
By the way, and I don't know if she's still in here, but Nat Moran, she's a full-time overlander out in I think she's out in Colorado right now, but she's actually going to hike the 14er with me. So she's in here. Hi.
Did she start out in Kentucky?
Yeah, she's from Kentucky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, her family lives in Kentucky.
I've subscribed to her channel a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she and I are going to do that 14er, or at least I think she is. She said she wanted to, but yeah, we're going to do that out in Colorado. So pretty cool.
Nice.
What are you climbing?
A 14er, a Mount Albert.
There you go. Say
And
it.
I've actually going to add the Manitou incline, which if you guys don't know what that is, that is 2,700 steps up a 2,000 foot elevation over 1 mile. So it's pretty intense. Oh, you are? Yay, Nat. Okay, sorry. Go back to these people. Sorry.
You are fine.
No, you actually, Chris, she does, and that you do have a great channel. Chris just told me about your channel maybe about a month ago, and he said, "Hey, check her channel out. She's overlanding this, that, and the other, and really great spots. You get jealous of anybody that gets to go out west and do that kind of overlanding. Great views."
That brings up a good question for these guys, though. Have you guys got any dreams of going out west?
I'll go anywhere.
Well, I've heard that about you, but
We
I
would love
particularly like on like Colorado or anything out there.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to go out there and camp.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Cool.
Paige and I have been looking. We've got a week. We're looking in September and trying to get out west somewhere, either Glacier or somewhere in Utah. But man, everything
Glacier is amazing.
Glacier is
everything is so expensive right now. Like
Oh yeah.
just hotels and rental cars. I mean, it's double what it used to be just 2 years ago. It's insane.
You don't
So-
need that if you have a hub tent. I'm just trying to say.
But I'll probably fly out because just
Well-
take a week.
Oh no. There's
Mm-mm.
when Tellie and I, now it's been many moons ago, but
Yeah.
when we decided we were going to Glacier, we ended up taking the train. We got round trip train tickets, our hotel, and our rental car, all for less money
That
than
gonna
it was
fly.
going to cost us just to fly and back.
And there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, see, even the flights aren't really that expensive. It's just accommodations, the hotel and that kind of stuff. And so we've kind of thought, well, we've got this year kind of planned out. Maybe we just take one more week this fall and do kind of like we did last year. Last year we just took a week and went to Monroe Lake and just stayed there. That was great. We went from Sunday to Thursday and just stayed when there was no crowds, but maybe take 2 weeks next year and actually drive the truck out and go somewhere. So I don't know.
Pretty cool.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Gotta have them. What's this about right here?
No.
What's this about?
We'll talk about that after the show.
Off the show,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
It is not family friendly,
At all.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Oh,
Just-
really?
but it is hilarious.
Not one of my finer moments.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
It was
no.
awesome.
A little too much peanut butter rum there.
No, didn't have any at
No.
all.
Hot
No.
chocolate?
Sometimes my mouth gets away from me and I don't realize things are still recording.
Dan, you,
So-
don't, you don't want to
Been
see
there.
me cook anything. Actually, I do have a cooking video. I did the smoked bologna.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have.
Oh,
Yes.
and that was awesome too. I was going to tell you
Oh,
that
yeah.
looked
You,
that looked
once,
fantastic.
once
Oh,
you
it's
smoke,
amazing.
once you smoke and grill bologna, it's no longer bologna.
It is amazing.
Once you fry it, it's no longer meat. Well, it's no longer a cat. Yeah, that was very good. I wanted to make that, but I haven't yet. I want to, and I like how you gingerly sliced it.
Well, you have to, because when you score it and then you start to slice it, all those score marks that all those little chunks want to fall off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, all right. Well, so we're coming close to the end. What are some parting wisdom that you could give other wannabe fishermen in the chat?
Oh my goodness.
It pains him to even say it, doesn't it?
I can tell. Yep.
Well, I mean, honestly and seriously, just just get out there and do it.
Yep.
I mean, don't
That's
worry about what equipment you have. Don't try to go out and buy everything. Just get what you can get and go.
Yep.
Yep. And I will say, if any of you guys haven't checked out their channel yet already, please go check them out. They do a lot of great fishing. He's got a lot of great tips. And he even actually gets out in the woods once in a while. And, he hammock camps a little bit. So we'll let him keep the hooks.
I'd
And
like to do
hammocks.
a lot more. A lot more.
But no.
And
So that is something too. I mean, the name was that once we found hammock camping,
Yeah.
that was instantly our favorite week.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why. And we did plan on doing a lot more backpacking than we've ended up doing so far. And but that's how the name came about. Was
well, let's formulate a trip. Will you guys do when it's this cold out? Will you do this?
yeah.
Will you, Telly?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. All right.
I'm
Well,
thinking how cold. Like this morning, it was 3 degrees, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
know.
it was.
dude, I was out
Mhm.
walking in that.
We've got 10-degree bags, and so
Well,
Yep.
my underquilt's 10 degree, or my top quilt's 10 degree, my underquilt's 0.
no, okay.
Well,
Nice.
offline, we'll come up with a trip. What do you say,
Okay.
Carlton?
Yep, definitely. We got to get out. But no, if you guys haven't checked out Hooks and Hammocks yet, please go check out their channel. Like I said, backpacking, camping. They've got a rooftop tent. They do the hammock camping and a ton of fishing. And you'll be surprised in what they get into with the fishing and just how big and how big, but how tight of a community the fishing community is here on YouTube. It really took me by surprise. I had no idea. I would venture to say just as big, or if not bigger than the outdoor community in general, as far as the backpacking, overlanding stuff. So, like I said, Chris, Telly, thanks a lot. We'll be
Yeah.
talking to you guys soon. I know.
You're
Thanks for coming on. I enjoyed having you guys. Always love catching up. And everybody, like I said, go subscribe to Hooks and Hammocks.
Yeah, check them out. And thanks everybody for joining us. And catch you all outside.
Get
Bye,
outside the
everybody.
floor.
Bye.